6 million Chinese don't have access to clean fuel to heat their homes and cook. Clean fuel means it's kind of
Yes, coal and oil, petroleum.
and pure coal. They can access the cheap coal, that
I
coal.
see.
And AIDS is 3/4 of global poverty reduction between 1990 and 2005 occurred in China.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
3/4.
3/4. Okay.
Oh, I see.
Almost in China. About 12.3 million people rose above the poverty line in 2013. Only
Right.
2013, 12 million, right? Since 2013, the percentage of Chinese living below the poverty line has been cut nearly in half.
That's from the year 2013.
Since
2013. Oh, right.
yes, okay. And is China rich or poor? A little bit I just not all.
Only
This one is very interesting video.
Hello winners, this is Lemony6 here with
This
another
is
video,
making
and today I'm going to
sense.
answer a really difficult and complicated question to answer actually. Is China rich or is China poor? Now, if you watch videos about China or follow Western media about China,
People think I don't like China. I love China. China is the new China, by the way. China.
you can either think that China is a third world hellhole with no running water and dirt roads and no infrastructure, or you can actually think that China is this magical high-tech wonderland, even makes America look like some hollow shell of an outdated country. Now, both of these things are not true because you can't speak about China in terms of absolutes. Basically what I mean is that most people rely on this magical three letters GDP.
Many economists say the GDP figures, China's GDP is our GDP.
Growth.
Why he is talking about GDP? Because 2 years ago, until 2 years ago, government just only measure officers measurement is only GDP. They don't think about any environment, any kind of investment for education. This is not out of scope, only GDP.
Right.
GDP
What's a GDP?
for GDP. And take your GDP
By
forecast.
the end of the year, China's GDP
To determine whether a nation is rich or a nation is poor. Now these numbers are pretty skewed way of looking at things because it doesn't take into account how much people actually earn. GDP, if you look at this figure alone, China is the second richest nation on the entire planet at about $11 trillion. Now that's huge, but does that reflect on how much people actually make? According to the International Monetary Fund or the World Bank, China is nowhere near number 2 in terms of GDP per capita, meaning how much do people actually earn? If you actually look at that, China's around number 79 to number 83, depending on what charts you look at, out of about 185 different countries in the world. So that's completely different than looking at it as the second richest nation in the world. Now, a rich nation in terms of GDP does produce good infrastructure. And what do I mean? Well, China has some of the best roads and best park development and awesome tourism development and awesome city building management. There's some really incredible stuff going on here, and it's not just in centers of first-tier cities like Beijing and Shanghai. Even in this third-tier city like Huizhou, I mean, the skyline certainly puts my hometown in rural New York to shame, that's for sure, right? So, by all appearances, China looks like this really rich country, even in some of the smaller cities. But, like I said, we have to look at something a lot more detailed, and that's per-person GDP. Now, if we look at America, the United States, the average GDP, or the average salary that someone makes, is $56,000 a year. Now, if you compare that to China, it's only $14,000 per year. So that actually leaves it in comparison to countries like Colombia.
14,000 a year is level is Beijing, Shanghai, Shenzhen is Tianjin is 10,000 US dollars plus,
Right.
not 14,000. But his expression a little bit wrong.
Misleading. Very much misleading.
But
the explanation.
but actually very close because
1
year, 2 years later, 14,000 is right. Or maybe this year.
All right.
Okay.
India or South Africa?
Now, South Africa has a very different kind of a history. If you're Indian, you can be classified as either sort of white or black. So there was this big divide. South Africa is full of many different kinds of people, not just one.
Okay, I try to skip the remaining video because if we're going to explain current pace of presentation, we will finish 25 slides. So Mr. Somewhere get upset because this is 46 slides, right?
Yeah.
And probably I want to finish until 30 pages of this presentation. Okay, let's move to next one. Gini coefficient. Among the world's 25th largest countries by population for which the World Bank tracked Gini data, only South Africa and Brazil are higher at 0.63 and 0.53 respectively. Oh, South Africa is 0.6, and I think more, I think. But anyway, the figure for US is 0.4, and Japan is 0.4 something,
Right.
and German 0.3. Oh no, Japan is 0.35 or so.
Right. Have you been to South Africa?
Yeah,
Right.
I've been to you.
Yes, I've been there.
I've been to
yeah.
twice.
Right. Cape Town. That's the place I've been to.
I've been twice because I was consulting for Nissan Motors,
Right.
South Africa.
I had my alumni meeting there.
Oh really?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I bought some nylon foam. At that time already 20 or 30 years ago, that's already prohibited.
No, yeah,
But
that's
I
right.
bought nylon foam.
Yeah.
Okay, the study from the University of Institute of Social Science survey is likely to bolster calls for more progressive taxation and increase social welfare spending in the nominally communist country. The Gini coefficient 1980 0.3, but now is 4.5. 4.5? 6.
They hadn't written that much.
But this is not true.
No.
Maybe it's very similar to South Africa. But I just don't. They don't say that, but they don't say that. But actually, the university or Chinese some university, this is more than 0.6. Let's say something here. Maybe put this somewhere in this presentation. Oh, maybe this.
And welcome back. For more than 10 years, the Chinese regime held off issuing its official indicator of the country's wealth distribution. Then, last Friday, the National Bureau of Statistics announced the Gini coefficient for 2012, and it came out much better than many had expected. So much so, it's led to questions over whether the data was actually faked. Here's more.
China's wealth distribution is almost as fair as the United States. At least that's what China's official data says. The Chinese National Bureau of Statistics, or NBS, released the Gini coefficient for 2012 last Friday. It was 0.474. It's above the warning level of 0.4 set by the United Nations. The United States, for comparison, was 0.469 in 2010. The Gini coefficient is on a scale of 0 to 1. 0 means wealth is distributed perfectly, and 1 is where all the wealth belongs to one person. Neither scenario exists in reality, but a level between 0.3 to 0.4 indicates a reasonable distribution of wealth.
When everyone sees that the wealth gap in China is growing larger, but the Gini
He is talking about different.
coefficient is lowering, it's easy to tell the latest official is fake and intentionally faked.
It's a fake.
That skepticism was shared on the Chinese internet. Economist Xu Xiaoyan said on his Sina Weibo the official figure was, quote, fake data, end quote. The latest figure also contradicts one put out in December by the Southwestern University of Finance in the city of Chengdu. That survey put the Gini coefficient at 0.61 for 2010.
Okay, this is 0.61.
A much worse wealth scenario than officially claimed. The last time Chinese authorities released this information was back in 2000. Authorities previously said it was too hard to compile the data because they couldn't track the income of wealthy individuals. For some reason, that changed, though the NBS did not say how the latest data was compiled. It's in the Chinese regime's interest to show a reasonable wealth gap.
Oh, this is maybe you know that. This gold watch. This is gold watch. It's Chinese officers. This bribe. Yeah, this bribe. He forced ask. They are like some private company to give him expensive watch. Gold watch. This is very famous gold watch.
It has been hit with a series of scandals of
This one.
officials flouting
This person. Scam.
Too many.
wealth that are way above their pay grade. Just last week, state-run media reported a city-level official in Shanxi province owns a property portfolio worth more than $16 million.
Oh, this is also some problem here.
For 2011, the average urban income in China was less than $4,000.
Oh, finish. Okay, finish. Okay, let's move to next. Now is I'm going to get into the rural issues. Okay, rural issues. The degree of the contribution from the agriculture sector to the country's total GDP is annually on the downward trend. The three rural issues. Okay. Number one is low agricultural productivity. Second is deterioration of rural villages. And third one, impoverishment of farmers. Affects farmers, farm villages, and agriculture alike. According to the progress of urbanization and industrialization, rural population ratio is decreasing. And this is income gap. Okay, this is urban. I cut it out. Okay, 1990 to 2013, 14, and this is like this urban income. This is rural income. This is 3 times. Okay, 3 times. This is renminbi.
Yes, so in English we say rocketing. Rocketing
this one.
is shooting up very much.
What is mathematical? What is smoothing? Exponential smoothing.
Smoothing.
Yeah, exponential smoothing. And tradition of rural area population and the ratio change. This is city dwellers and rural people.
So you call them city dwellers?
The city dwellers. These are rural people. City dwellers, rural people. Okay. And this is land household registry system. This is a little bit difficult to, you are not familiar with China, but a little difficult. But I am going to briefly explain that.
Yeah.
Okay, China prohibit buying and selling of agricultural land.
Right.
Now it's a little change.
So buying and selling
of
prohibited.
agricultural land.
Prohibited.
Yeah, but now it's changing. They can sell and buy agricultural land, but they have a lot of conditions.
Yeah.
Now changing, but it's possible like this. And prohibition of at odds with Beijing's objective consolidating millions of tiny plots into large-scale farms. This is what this means is.
Tiny plots.
Yeah, Beijing government encourage farmers try to organize large-scale farm. So at this case, farmers they can sell land.
That's like communism, if I may say so.
No, capitalism.
Well, because
No, this one is capitalism.
Yeah, no, that's interesting is that this communism idea is being adopted, is being applied to this.
Okay, communism is like this. communism like this. This is a village collective. Village collective, many families get together and everybody equal.
Right.
But this case, Beijing case is one owner. And farmer sells land. He's working for as an employee.
For poor,
One employer.
for poor farmers.
Yeah. Different. Completely farming capitalism. Okay? This one. So farmers do not own land. They have decades-long leasehold from the village collective. This is actually farmers do not own land. This is land itself is owned by government.
Decade long, how long is it? Decade? 20 years or 30 years or 40 years? Decade long. Decade means 10 years to 1 decade. So decade long, how many years?
This one is okay. We should study the Chinese history. They did People's Commune.
Right.
Is 1960. And commune, People's Commune is abolished end of 1970.
Right.
Then end of early 70.
Right.
So it means since then they changed the system. Is responsibility village style.
Right.
Is the start of 1970s.
Right.
It means village collective started early 1970s. It means 45 years.
You're right.
4 decades.
So
Okay?
decade long means 45 years.
Yes.
These holds.
Yeah, decades. So maybe 40 years.
Yeah, that is really long.
Okay.
Leasehold.
You understand?
Yeah.
And the individual farmer is allowed to temporarily transfer the leaseholds.
Right.
Okay? Transfer leaseholds. They can transfer.
Transfer. They can.
They can.
Transfer the leasehold.
Allowed to
Allowed to temporarily
transfer the leasehold.
Yeah.
Okay? They can sell.
Mhm.
Now, through refinement called land management rights.
Land management rights. That's interesting.
Land management rights, okay. Not land land management, okay. Village may collectively transfer the land to corporation in return for yearly payment.
Right.
Okay, yearly payment, they got money, farmer get money. Okay, we are going to give the land management right to you for contract, for decade or whatever. Okay, one weakness that should be addressed is protecting farmers from illicit land grabbing.
Right.
Illicit land grabbing.
Right. Illegal land grabbing. Yes.
By like corporate owner or some other wrong person, and allow them to trade their land in the
Right.
open
That's
market.
interesting. So you call it allow. In English we say allow.
Allow.
That's different. Allow in English, allow American. The pronunciation. Yeah.
Okay, allow them to trade their land
Right.
in open market. Okay, cities and rural areas, private property right is established under the right to use government property. This is city. And ownership right of a residential area belonging to nation. Okay, belonging to nation, not
Not
person.
to person.
Right to use land has tradable. We can say.
You can sell and buy, huh?
Yes, rent as collateral is accepted.
I see.
Okay.
That is collateral.
Collateral accepted.
Right.
And the rural area, different. The ownership of land is collective, is even managed by village. But
That's
the
like communism, if I may say so.
collective is different. Not
Yeah, in a
community.
different
Collective is a
meaning.
group management system.
Yes.
This is special keyword.
But
for
I
China.
hope the community is not coming back to China.
Okay, collective ownership of land does not have property right. cannot sell rice fields and other crop land.
Right.
Cannot trade houses without non-resident, with non-resident,
Right.
with non-resident. Land nor houses are not accepted as collateral.
Collateral.
Okay, this is a local government finance organization. This is actually central government gives them money, and this is land sales and revenue from farmer. Okay. So this is a very difficult local government. Okay, very difficult to give farmer allow them to sell land or something else because of local government one third of revenue from land sales from farm. Okay,
Right.
you understand?
Right.
Okay, next is I need to explain a little bit about moving to the most sophisticated registry system.
Oh, I see. So that's what it is said, most sophisticated.
Sophisticated.
They say. And what do you think? Is it a
It's a
really
very sophisticated system.
family registry system?
Yeah, family registry system is very sophisticated. Okay, just briefly I'll explain.
Right,
This
please.
is very depth of detail, if you understand. But just I'm going to summarize
Right.
the registry system. 1949-57, everybody moving around. Family registration system in cities was standardized, unified, unified, standardized on countrywide. And during this time, under the constitution, the freedom of moving and living was permitted.
Right.
Okay,
That's
until
between 1949 and 1959, 57, sorry. During which time the moving of the people was allowed and permitted.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it says.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. I think the communism power came in 1949 thereabout.
Yeah. 99,
Yeah.
independence.
Yes. Now,
Okay, 1958
right.
till 1977, for 20 years, city food and dairy supply, rationing system,
Rationing, yes.
rationing system was introduced.
Oh, I see.
Okay, rationing.
1957, between 1958 and 1977, rationing system was introduced. That's very interesting.
Yeah, rationing system. They just allocated each family how much food they can buy. Like
Rationing.
they so-called America, in the States we so-called stamp system. Stamp.
Do you call it stamp system?
Yeah,
Oh, I
the
see.
same. And
Rationing, I think, very common during the war.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
so yes, that's right. In Japan,
Yes.
the government implemented the tight classification of recipient and non-recipient of the system.
All right.
In 1958, the family registry system was established, and changing the residency from rural to city area were strictly limited.
I see.
Okay, at that time they cannot move around.
That
Okay.
was between 1957, 58 and 1977.
Yeah,
During that period of time, almost 20 years.
for 20 years. And gradually they going to changing the system. Okay, first changing system is 1977, and the abolishment of the people's commune, Jimin-kosha, people to commune, was caused by the implementation of the reform and the openness policy, as well as the transition to the production responsibility system, very similar to personal farming system, personalized. Production responsibility system is agriculture supported more personalized instead of
Right.
people's commune. Okay.
Right.
The government temporarily eased the moving restriction by providing urban family registration to farm family seeing non-agricultural income.
Oh, I see.
Okay, this is the first time they ease the restriction.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and
But
rural
I
to
think
urban,
that
urban to rural.
Temporarily.
Yes, temporary testing phase.
Oh, I see.
1992 2000s, the market economy brought about the trial phases of integrating the urban and rural family registry system in parts of China. Okay, the family registration system reform trial
Right. Just
was driven
Just
by
testing.
by the reform concept in China.
Mm-hmm.
Then they going to start is more easy.
Right.
2010 to 13, urbanization started from the active encouragement of the family to move from rural area to small, medium-sized cities,
Oh, I see.
not Beijing, Shanghai.
No.
China was able to enter a new era of family registration system reform by providing benefit to the families, to the farmers, by ensuring employment opportunities, increased income, and property rights. System is now only partially enforced.
Partially. okay.
Partially means not all
Not
over
all,
the
yeah.
country,
Mm.
partially. And also the system is not fully implemented,
No.
part of those. 2014, Legal Affairs Office of State Council released for public comment, a draft residence permit regulation proposing to abolish the Fuko system, Koseki system,
Oh, I see.
system in small cities and towns.
Uh-huh.
Small city and town.
Not in Beijing.
No, also middle-sized city,
Uh-huh.
small city. While retaining substantial restriction in large metropolitan area, Beijing, Shanghai,
Uh-huh.
and easing restriction in medium-sized city is Chengdu, Chongqing, and some middle-sized, and 2014.
Oh, it's only eating restrictions in medium-sized cities.
Yeah, small. Oh, this one, yes, medium-sized. Okay. You got it?
Right. That 2014. Only
Okay.
two years ago.
Yeah, but now it's going to change already. Another step they're moving forward. It's another step moving forward. Household relationship system of employment. Example of exception becoming difficult in certain company to find employment. Oh, this is different context. Sorry, becoming different because certain company to find employment with a local huko. Local huko means huko is city by city.
Right.
Okay. Authorities in Beijing and Shanghai on December 21st, 2016 introduced new rules for the taxi industry and car hailing industry.
Right. Car hailing.
Car hailing.
Yeah.
Car hailing industry demanding drivers from car hailing platforms have local household registration.
That's very American, hailing. Hailing is shout.
Hailing. You
Yeah.
said hailing?
Yeah, hailing in English means hello, this I'm hailing.
You said hailing?
No, hailing. Hailing.
Hailing.
Yeah.
Hailing. That vehicles must have local license plates and that the car be larger than compact vehicles. City in Beijing, as a household registration quota is scarce, not big, scarce,
No.
little bit. And enterprises often attract employees by helping them obtain household registration. And not having a Beijing Fuko does not limit finding employment. Even if they don't have Beijing Fuko, they can work.
Oh, I see.
Okay?
Right.
And however, farmer, some employees have their own plans. What is plan? Is to leave their jobs as soon as they obtain the quota, Fuko quota, household registration quota. Whenever they got quota, okay, they leave company. Okay? They move in another company.
Oh, they can.
Farmers. Okay? And but this one is problem. I'm not well educated and jobs I can do at plants give a monthly pay of about 4,000 yuan, $600. But driving a DD car, the small car, driving DD car, no small car, company DD car, I can earn around 7,000 yuan a month. Now it seems good days are over. Good days are over means this one, no this one. This government prohibit to drive car driver without
car hailing.
yeah, no, without household registration. Prohibit driving car without, okay, demanding drivers from car hailing platform so on. If they don't have registration, they cannot drive a car. So this is, he said, oh, now it seems that good days are over. Okay, they are working now, but at this date, this is Beijing City announced this, you cannot work anymore. So many people cannot work.
No.
You understand?
I suppose so.
Okay, this is a continuing sentence. Originally, is original material sentence. Okay, where? Okay. Where is here. Okay, the good days are over because of Beijing announcement for prohibiting driving car without Hukou.
Oh, I see.
Okay, just say so. This slide I can write it down. Okay, Chinese apartheid Hukou system comes under fire.
Sorry, Chinese apartheid. I never knew that expression. They have it. Chinese apartheid.
No. This is.
I've never heard of that expression.
This is using this word. Usually we never use that word.
That's what I've been very
No.
surprised. We say flabbergasted. Flabbergasted means very surprised.
No.
We'll have a report on the incredible air pollution blanketing most of eastern China after the break. But besides the smog, people are complaining about the so-called Hukou. Our contributor Mark Dreyer on what Hukou is and why it upsets so many.
It means why he's talking, she's talking, Chinese apartheid is discrimination.
Yes.
Okay? This means discrimination.
To a specific location. It was originally designed to monitor the population and to limit mass migration from the countryside to the big cities. But as the government has encouraged urbanization, its original purpose is long outdated. In practice, it now serves to control property purchases and to limit access to social services. But it's a system that divides public opinion like no other, because those who are lucky enough to have a Hukou to the big cities want the system to remain exactly as it is. Others see the Hukou system as a form of apartheid and have been very vocal in their opposition. You'll see comments like this all over social media sites. The population census is just a game. Hukou is not something that proves whether you exist or not. What's going on with our system? But in recent days, the Hukou issue has been grabbing headlines in connection with another topic that Chinese net users love to talk about: corruption. Like a social security number in the US, you're only allowed one Hukou, but the well-connected and rich are acquiring several of them. The most famous example involves a former bank...
Oh, this is corruption. Corruption and bribes.
...official in Shanxi, the coal mining province...
This is, she has lots of Hukou.
In the heart of China, who had no fewer than 4 Hukou from different places, which she used to purchase at least 20 properties in Beijing.
Why she has a lot of Hukou? Because one Hukou owned person can buy one house. So she had 100 Hukou, 100 houses.
100 houses.
It means she could invest money to the house, borrowing from bank.
That's
Beijing, worth a combined $160 million. This story has been
$160 million she borrowed.
Dominating discussions online. One person complaining. People with Hukou from different areas can benefit from multiple resources. To solve this problem, we need to solve the imbalance of resources in different areas. Another simply says, the only way to prevent Hukou corruption is to get rid of the system. Chinese net users like to give out nicknames as they would to family members, so this corrupt bank official has become known as Older House Sister. There's also a Younger House Sister, whose family was found with more than 30 homes, all bought with multiple IDs. Last year, there was a housing official in the south called Uncle House, because he has somehow acquired 22 properties. One blogger called Guang Yuan, who has more than 500,000 followers on Weibo, said, "I know friends who have a great job, a happy family and a cute kid in Beijing, but they still can't get a Beijing hukou after so many years living there." Then you hear about other people having 4 hukou. People are so disappointed in the country. That drew this response: "It's beyond disappointing. Think of the children who were born and raised in Beijing but cannot take the college entrance exam there." The localized education rules are another unpopular side effect of the hukou.
As he said, if they don't have a Beijing hukou, they cannot apply the university exam entry in Beijing. She should go back his local province. And he can only submit university exam within that local province.
But not in Beijing.
No.
System. The naturalized Beijingers don't.
No. He can apply this currently China is a unified exam system. So she can take an exam in local province. And then he can get a very good point of the exam. He can submit entrance permission to like the Beijing University.
To take an exam.
Yeah, no. Unified exam at everywhere the same exam. But he just only he can take exam at his hukou province.
Anywhere in China.
Yeah. Yes. No.
But the
Examination is unified.
Hukou from where?
Hukou is
where,
he just
where the person was born. He can get
basically
this.
yes. Basically. Yes, that's right.
And one